The autism and having an autistic child really played a big part in, like, I gotta figure out what I got to do to get my child where she needs to be. So mind y'all, we done broke up. We don't live together. He lives out in near Katy. I'm still living kind of like 290, 610. It was his weekend. He was supposed to get them. He lied about getting them. He claimed he was out of town. So he didn't pick them up on Friday like he was supposed to pick them up. This nigga even had me drive that Friday to his job and not be there for pickup. At this point, my kids didn't even really care to go because he lied and they were disappointed. So that Saturday, he makes up his mind, oh, I'm gonna get my kids, but you gotta bring them to me. How convenient. We go to exchange the kids. Now, my daughter that's autistic is very, very, she's very close to me because I'm her mother. I understand her. And mind you, I was with my kids 25/8. My other daughter, she was a daddy's girl, but after he did what he did, she was like, fuck that nigga. So I'm taking the kids to him. I get to his house. For me, I'm the type of person, I'm big on energy and vibes. I can read the energy when I walk in the room. The energy was off. It smelled like weed. And the nigga had an attitude. So as soon as my child with autism hits the door, she's like crying. She doesn't want to stay. She's like, I want to go with my mama. I'm trying to convince her to stay because I also had something to do that night. She's adamant. She's not staying. As a mother, I'm like, what I got to do is not that important. I will keep my child. She can go home with me. I'll tell this nigga, you keep the other one, I keep this one, and I'm about to go. Controlling he don't like that. But I've already sent this child to the car because she's not staying. And she's adamant she's not staying. Now let me back up a little bit and say, before I sent her to the car, he asked her because she was crying and saying that she didn't want to stay. Who told you to say that shit? What bitch told you to say that shit? Just going off. And I'm like, you're talking to a child, you know. That was also the moment that I knew my other child wasn't staying, but I just had to figure out in my head how the fuck I was getting her out of there. Since he's so insistent that they both staying, I'm like, no, neither one of them are staying. Not you talking like this, not you acting like this. Obviously you high, you something, but the vibe you're giving me, my kid's not staying. I tell my other child, make your way to the car because we about to get the hell up out of here. And by this time, I'm walking to the door because even if she's not moving, I'm getting out of there. I can talk to her from the door. And I just said, if push come to shove, I will get my way in to get my child out of there. Make a long story short, I go to the door. I tell her, get up, let's go. She's coming to the door. He won't let her out. I'm telling him, give me my key stuff. He does not want to give it to me. And I said, they're not staying. And he said, yes, they are. Make a long story short, he puts his hands on me. He pushes me. I fall back. I can't catch myself because I'm on the step. There's blood on me. I'm bruised up. I'm scratched up. And at this point in my head, I'm like, get your keys and get the hell out of here. I get up. My baby's standing at the door. At this point, she makes her way out that door. I'm telling her, go get in the car right now. He's telling her no and trying to grab her. So me being the mama I am, I'm about to get my child. He grabs my hands and proceeds to try to pry them off of her. In my mind, I'm like, this nigga is crazy. But I'm also a mother in protective mode. Now, mind you, I ain't even worried about the blood that's coming down my hands. I'm trying to get my child so we can get in my car and get the hell up out of there. Before I know it, my child that's in between us says, hey, let go of my mama. He proceeds to listen and let go of me and her get in the car, and I'm like, oh, he can have it. I'm asking him to give me their stuff because my other daughter is sick. So the medicine that I had packed for her, I was going to need that. He told me I wasn't getting none of their stuff. It was his weekend unless he getting them kids. You can have it. And I know y'all thinking, why you just didn't call the police? Because I was scared that they were going to say on paper it's his weekend, he has to keep them, and I was not leaving my kids in that situation. So as I'm driving off, he says, oh, you can come back and get their stuff. And I don't know, some other shit, talking shit. So I go back and get their stuff. We leave. I go around the corner. Around the corner is a police station. And mind you, I had already called 911 upon leaving. I at least wanted to be off the premises and away from him. They were not going to make me leave my kids with this fool. Police ends up meeting me at the police station, takes pictures of me, my bruises, and everything that I had going on. Gets my statement. The kids are young. Maya can't even talk, so he can't get no statement from her. Me, she just traumatized. I'm like, just let us stay in the car. And from that moment on, I was like, I'm done. But just wait, there's more. And I know y'all probably wondering where my other child was at the time. In the backseat on her iPad. That's right, she had got in the car, she was sitting in the backseat, she was on that iPad, not paying attention to nothing. She didn't know none of this went down. She was so tuned into that iPad, she missed everything. She didn't become aware of what was going on until after we got in the car and she saw the blood. And y'all, I'm laughing because at the time, my baby could not talk. And she was speaking gibberish and pointing at the blood, and she was trying to figure out what was going on. It was very confused. And let's be clear, I was still trying to give this man grace and allow him time to grow. I didn't even press charges on him, but I wanted that shit documented in case I had to take him back to court because But we are in the state of Texas, so because I did not press charges, the state ended up picking up the charges because he also had a DUI, DWI, and he was already in trouble for that. And once he blamed me for him going to jail for what he did to me, I knew it was a lost cause because nigga was still mad, and it was months later. Have some motherfucking accountability.